Greetings candidates, Virinius here, and today I want to talk about the recent patch notes published by Square Enix for Final Fantasy VII First Soldier. There are some notable details in the patch notes which may seem minor but actually makes a huge impact on the way we play the game. I'll start with the most important to the least important. First is the potion usage restrictions. This is one of the biggest changes in the game. You can no longer use potions while jumping or while in the air. The developers did this to get rid of undesirable gameplay patterns. I'm guessing that they're referring to using arrow to heal up and buy time as you regenerate HP. This also explains why arrow's duration was decreased. For sorcerer mains like myself, this is a big deal because arrow used to be an important defensive materia. You would go up in the air, heal, reload, and reposition, but that strategy has now been nerfed. No potions while in the air, and you can't stay too long in the air. Second are Bahamut chests. There will be no more Bahamut chests, instead we'll get the accessory chests. The third is the blind mechanic. You can't target lock enemies anymore when you're blind. I think this is referring to Thunder's blind and not the blind materia, because as far as I know, you couldn't target lock on people when you're in a blind cloud anyway in the first place. But you could target lock on people when you're inside a thunder field. Now this is a welcome change. Next is the training field shrinking. Basically from now on the final circle will start shrinking. When does it start shrinking? It says here at the beginning of stage 5 in the final phase. From what I understand, there are phases in the game, right? Every phase the safe zone gets smaller and smaller. The final phase is reached after 4 phases, meaning the 5th phase, or when only 3 players or teams are left in the game. Now what does this beginning of stage 5 mean? So in the final phase you get a minute or so before the safe zone shifts. The safe zone is still small but it moves to another location. My guess is that every time that small safe zone moves, that's one stage. So assuming you manage to drag out the game, by the 5th time the small safe zone moves, it will also start shrinking to force players to end the game. It won't show you anymore where this next safe zone is. It will just show these white dots or lines, and that's the game telling you, hey, this is the final zone, we're gonna start shrinking now. Having said that, Fire and Thunder becomes a great endgame materia. Fire will obviously knock back your enemy potentially to the hazard zone, while Thunder can block an area or force a player to move, maybe even trapping them as the hazard zone starts shrinking. Next is the aim assist. Aim assist basically means that the game will make your reticle follow the enemy. It works from 0 meters to 149 meters. However, the most effective distance is 30 to 50 meters. It will no longer work from 150 meters beyond. The developers improved the way aim assist works. However, personally, I recommend turning it off because it messes up with your aim. From my experience with the previous aim assist feature, when you're fighting someone that close, you're still consciously trying to aim at the enemy, and the aim assist would sometimes work against you because your reticle is moving on its own. So I don't really recommend aim assist, especially if you're trying to play at a high level. Camera sensitivity assist is also a new feature which basically slows down your camera speed when aiming down sights on a target that is near to you. Whether to turn this on or off depends on your playstyle. It will take some time to get used to, but if you're not the type to aim down sights when an enemy is near you, then this probably won't matter much. Personally, I prefer throwing a Firaga instead of aiming down sights against a nearby enemy, or maybe just hip firing. Lastly, there is a new feature that only shows the default skins for enemies. If you turn this on, you will only see the skin of your character and your teammates. This supposedly helps with the game's performance. In terms of gameplay, I don't recommend turning this on because you will have a more difficult time distinguishing if the enemy is a bot or a real player. Some players also have trademark skins, so knowing that information can help you in battle. Ultimately though, it's your choice whether to turn this on or not. Another important update is that all bullets from all guns can only reach 400 meters. The game will no longer display enemies beyond 400 meters, so it makes sense for bullets to only travel up to 400 meters. They did this to help improve the game's performance. This is important to know because if you're 400 meters away from an enemy, then you know you're safe. This is also relevant for snipers. Your maximum range is now 400 meters as opposed to 500 meters from the previous seasons. These are very interesting changes along with the balance adjustments made to the guns and accessories. I'm not happy with the potions being unusable while in mid-air, but I'm okay with everything else because it really shakes up the way everyone else plays this game. So that's it for now. Thank you for listening. I hope you found this video insightful, and as always, good luck, soldiers.